I want to show you something. You see this? This is a brand new kayak. All kayaks have water intrusion somewhere on them. This kayak has never been on the water, but it's sat in the rain, and it has got water in it. It's just going to happen. I've owned several kayaks, and none of them are completely dry. What this says for our electronics is they're in an environment that needs some kind of protection and needs some way to get out of that water. So today we're going to be installing the Boonedox Firewall for the Hobie PA14, and I'm going to walk you through the process of how we get it installed into our boat and get our electronics up out of the water. So what we got in here on this table is the Boonedox Firewall for the Hobie PA14. This is kind of the exploded view. This is some of the parts that come with it. This is a battery tray. This is your actual firewall. These are some of the things, the fasteners that are going to put it together with. You only need some Allen wrenches and a 7/16 wrench to put this together. And what we do is we're going to put this together outside of the kayak and then place it inside the kayak and just take a U-boat and put it on the mast of the Hobie. So let's get started. Now, these are threaded, so they're easy to get started. See how easily that threads? And then you can take your T-handle. There's a lot of threads on them, so you can just spin that thing around and get it tightened up good. Now remember we're still dealing with plastic here, even though it's some pretty rigid stuff, starboard or whatever you want to call it. So I torque them down snug, but I don't over torque them. I want them to be snug but not over torqued, just to make sure they're snug. Now this is going to be our battery tray. Ideally the battery is going to sit like that inside the hole. But to hold the battery in place, we're going to have a strap. Now this kit comes with a strap. I'm going to take the strap down here and up through here. Just kind of lay it out there. Put my buckle on. So I'm going to show you this now before we put this in here. The mast pole in the Hobie is going to go on this part of the U-boat. The U-boat goes through. You put your flat washer. You put a good lock washer on there, and then you cap it off with your nuts here, and then you just tighten it down, and it holds against the mast. What we're going to do is we're going to install the firewall. We're going to take the U-boat, go around the mast, find the pre-drilled holes in the firewall. There we go. Then we're going to take our flat washers, put those on each side. Then you take your lock washer. The lock washers are always split and offset. That creates force against the nut when you put it on to keep the nut locked in securely. And we just put our nuts on. Then you take your 7/16 wrench, just give it a few cranks there, make sure everything's lined up. Now I like to tighten these down at the same time, kinda. That way you don't have a big long piece of your U-boat pulling through on one side and then a short piece on the other. Just keeps things kind of uniform. It also doesn't put undue stress on whatever you're tightening it down. So there's, just snug it up good, don't over tighten. There you go. And that's that. Now all we have to do is insert our battery into the battery tray, and we'll put our strap on, strap the battery down, and we're ready to start rigging for our electronics. Okay, now that we have our firewall installed, I'm going to put my battery in. Which is going to go right in this nice little battery tray, like so. And we're going to use that strap to strap the battery down. It just snaps into place, nice and easy. And that is going to keep your battery from getting jostled all around. You can run your excess strap back in the back if you like, get it out of the way. Now that I have my battery in, which is going to service all my electronics and my lights, and so I can put my Yak power control module here. I can run all my wiring from there to other points on the, I can run it to power points, I can run it to USB ports, but all of that can be in one centralized location here on the Firewall. So a lot of us are running the forward-facing sonars these days, and I'm no different. So I plan on also using the Firewall to mount my forward-facing sonar unit here, and then run off of this into my electronics, my graphs. So it's one nice neat package, all in one spot. It's dry, it's up out of the water, and that's what we're shooting for, because we know these are big investments.